The LSU job, most recently, Brian Kelly let go after this weekend, a loss against Texas A&M. A program we talked about has unique pressures with what it expects of the coaches there. So for more on that, let's bring in one of the best to do it there, former LSU head coach and national champion Ed Orgeron, kind enough to hang out with us now here. Coach, good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. Always great to see you guys.
Great to see you.
Always great to see you, Coach. We appreciate it. And I wanted to start there. Listen, you won the most recent national championship at LSU, one of the greatest teams of all time. We know you're no longer coaching there now, but take us inside that building, the pressure that's unique to being the head coach at that school and what's expected of you.
It's expected. The standard is national championship, give you 3 years to build a team. If you don't, the pressure is going to rise. But I do believe that it was obvious that the team was regressing. The decision that they made was the right decision. For Texas A&M to come into our stadium and do the things that they did, especially after the game, was kind of embarrassing to the LSU fan base. So I can understand the decision.
You know, overall, we've had, I think, 10 FBS coaches that have been fired, and we're not even into November. Is that lack of patience by schools, or how much is it that there's a 12-team playoff now and the expectation is higher?
There's both. But the 12-team playoff, it's kind of crazy. If you're not in the hunt for the 12-team playoff, now people want to make a decision. I myself personally think firing coaches in the middle of the season or early in the season is not good for college football. Think about it. All the players that work so hard, all the fans that work so hard. Let's finish the season. Let's do it at the end of the season like we used to do.
It certainly creates some unique challenges for teams and what's expected of them, and for coaches in other jobs. I'm sure you've seen Lane Kiffin's names come up for damn near every one of these jobs. You obviously have worked with Lane and know him. So I guess twofold before we get to the whole picture as a whole. Everyone after Lane Kiffin right now, from your experience and with what you've seen from him lately, why is Lane Kiffin someone so many programs seem to covet right now?
He may be doing the best job in America coaching today. Look, I coached at Ole Miss, and the job that he's doing there, great game day caller, excellent coach, excellent recruiter, the roster that he's put together, and the competitive nature that he brings. I believe that, if Lane would go to an LSU, would go to a Florida, he will be a national championship coach.
So what's interesting there, Coach, and say money is equal. We know it isn't always, but say it's equal. I guess the people would say, well, he has Mississippi, Ole Miss in a better situation than LSU and Florida, so why would he go? Why would he go?
Yeah, I think the recruiting base that you have in Louisiana, you look at the players that come out of here, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Odell Beckham, all the great players that we've had here. I think your recruiting base in the state of Louisiana, and you're the only school here. You're not fighting Mississippi State. You're still at Ole Miss. I think there's a difference there. And there's also a difference in Florida. There's better recruits. You don't even have to get in the car. I have to get in the airplane in Florida. In my opinion, you just get in the truck. You're some players.
It's the truth, and it's been that way for such a long time at LSU. Why do you ultimately think Brian Kelly and that coaching staff didn't work out at LSU and weren't able to do what you and what Les Miles and Nick Saban were all able to do in that fourth year?
You look at being a fit at the culture that you're at, and I don't think Coach Kelly was a fit. I like Coach Kelly. I think he's a great coach. I think he's done a good job. But Louisiana and Baton Rouge, as you guys know, is just a little bit different. We speak different, we talk different, we cook different, but you have to embrace the state of Louisiana. When you have the head coach at LSU, you got to remember this. You represent everybody in the state of Louisiana. On Saturday night, they're cheering for you, and it means a lot. Now, if you're winning and you don't have a great relationship with them, they're going to cheer you on. But as soon as things go bad, they're going to turn on you. And we like to feel like one team, one heartbeat in the state of Louisiana. I don't think that happened.
Overall, Coach, they say coaches are hired to be fired. And while coaches get paid very well, it's a very difficult job. How do you continue to coach during the season when the whispers start about
Yes.
your job. How
Yes.
does that happen?
Man, you got to block out the noise. You got to be tough. And you know what? I didn't read the internet. I didn't read the paper. I had my assistant, Derek Panetta. I said, you read that and tell me if I need to know something. But if you start reading it and you start believing it, it's going to affect the way you coach. Now, obviously, the players believe it. The players see it. And the pressure mounts so bad that it starts to seep in between your team and it ruins the locker room. And that's when you got problems.
Coach, as you look out around the game now, all the changes that have been known and well documented, NIL, the portal, all those different things, is this still a game like for you as you've now been out of coaching for a few years? Is this something you're looking to get back into, especially seeing all these jobs open up, knowing how different the game is than the one you left?
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait for the challenge. I do believe this game still needs toughness. They need tough men. They need leadership. They need to play tough football. And look at the guys that are playing football. Look at Indiana, the job that guy's done. Look at Ohio State. And let me say something to you. Georgia, those guys, Alabama, they coming on. This is going to be an interesting finish to the season. But as you guys know right now, you separate the men from the boys, man. There's November. Let's see. Hey, let's see what we got.
So we talk about the available spots. There's like 10 in FBS. And quite honestly, when those get filled, where the coaches leave, there'll be openings as well. If you want to get back into it when you've been out of it for a couple of years, what's your process to try and get back in it?
Yeah. Well, I'll let it be known that I want to be back. Whether I get a head job or a D-line job, assistant head coach, that remains to be seen. Now, obviously, I would take a head job, but I'm going to weigh out my options, either here, either there, and then do the best with what I feel is best. I'm 64. I'll coach for 10 more years, but I want to go to a place where you're in it, man. I want to get a place where you can recruit and you can win championships.
I don't know how much you can divulge. Have you had conversations with anybody up till this point?
No. I got an agent. He's calling everybody. I haven't heard a word. But you know what? I have total confidence that the right thing is going to come. It always does.